Security.
Attention, Twitter staff.
Hey, it's Jesus.
Please give me your full attention. After my recent ultimatum, those who could come to work but did not come to work, their resignations have been accepted. It has been determined that those of you who remain have the potential for greatness. All Twitter offices will soon be locked down and your passes disabled. Now, it is time to separate the weak from the hardcore. Resignation accepted.
Get some news about your wife. Oh, to hell with my wife, Witcher. We've got bigger concerns. Such as, you've spent your life hunting monsters, but the truth is we're the monsters, Witcher. Look at us, cisgendered white males warming ourselves in front of a roaring fire while marginalised people are suffering. What are you jabbering about? I'm talking about ESG, Witcher. Social justice. Look at my men. They're all whiter than you, Witcher, and that's saying something. Now listen to me, Philip. It's not Philip anymore, Witcher. I'm Philippa now. The bloody Baroness. That's right, Witcher. I've gone trans. I don't even know what that means. It means I'm a biological male, Witcher, but I want to be more like a woman. Like Dandelion? Exactly, Witcher. I knew you'd understand. No. They double vaccinated me and gave me 5 booster shots. Look at the state of me. But I'd do it all again. This is what we have to do to protect people. They gave my buddy 13 shots. He's dead now.
You killed someone?
Wasn't me. But then I'm just getting warmed up. Now, who wants the first jab? And the rest of you, why aren't you wearing your masks?
Or any menstruating person in this country cannot make decisions over their own body.
Even limit their ability to get gender affirmation treatment in their state.
So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time.
And we will make America great again. God bless you. I love you.
Walmart is racist! Walmart is racist! What size?
This one's from Jeremy in Wisconsin. And it says, Toffee Grand Coffee is the best coffee in the world. Thanks for the grift.
Anyway, I'm going to find out who this quartering character is. And when I do, he's going to get a bit of the old ice troll treatment.
Went from loathing Brie Larson to being the unofficial #1 fan site for Brie Larson.
How about a handshake? You're going to give me your jacket, your helmet, and your motorcycle, and in return, I'm going to let you keep your hand.
What is going on, everybody? There's Melanie flying in at the last possible second.
I clicked the wrong link. I was on the one from last Thursday.
Oh, okay. I was like, she's usually not late. Like, she's usually there a couple minutes early.
Yeah.
But, welcome in. Hannah Claire's restarting her computer. She's got like a weird connection.
Okay.
Pac-Man says, good afternoon, Jeremy, Melanie, and Hannah Claire. Did you see the unis that the Steelers will be wearing for the Packers game? They look really bad.
Yeah. What? Bad? I think they look awesome. It's like the Bumblebee throwback style. I will say the pants are a little... it would have been kind of cooler if they were that brownish black that was from that, but they're kind of tan. But I don't know. I think they look awesome. I love the gold helmet.
The helmet looks good. I don't I see these like alternate unis for what they are, and like they're just there to sell somebody a second jersey with their favorite player on. Let's try Hannah Claire.
Oh, hey.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, there we go.
Genius. I can solve my own problems.
Yay!
Well, I won't go that far. Jason says, here I go again with my bun crusade for the girls. Make it happen, Jer. You're asking me to go back on the fundamental core value that is a part of the fabric of who I am. It's going to take a lot more than $20 for that.
What's your price?
Yeah, well, I'll let you know when we get it. Quana, Jen H, and PS Ways all subscribe with Prime on Twitch.
Oh,
I think we're like 135 Twitch Prime subscribers right now, which is
suddenly we're like a Twitch dominant.
That's good.
platform.
Yeah, 134. Well, I think most of it is people just like popping over there to support, which is cool.
That's good.
Yeah, it's still the same. I think we get like $3.50, but it's Jeff Bezos' money, which feels really good.
Mr. Lauren Sanchez? Yeah, that does feel good.
Mr. Lauren Sanchez. Lots of talk.
Terms of their prenup. I do.
I actually bet it's pretty. I bet you it's pretty cut and dry. Like whatever you had, and that's it. Like
no,
she
more intense than that.
You think so?
Only because apparently they were going to get married earlier and it got delayed because of prenup negotiations, which makes me think that like she fought for something more. Especially, and I'm sure he's burned because his first wife walked away with a huge
$500 million. Like
enormously considering how he and Lauren got together.
Yeah, I mean, you probably shouldn't cheat on your wife.
True.
Coldplay will get you.
Yeah, Coldplay will get you. Also, like, I would argue that it may, I don't know what state they were married in, but he may not have had any say in it anyway. You know, like, when I'm, you know, no matter what happens in Wisconsin, if I cheat on her, she cheats on me, doesn't matter. Like,
Really?
she gets half. Yeah, or I get half, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. But I mean, she'll be getting half. But anyway, Omega says, shame you left Liberty Doll on red. Repent, Sharon. Joking aside, she wants to come on a Friday show, discuss a few things. Please respond. Don't let this be another Terrence Pop. Friday shows are not good because it's just me. But perhaps I will reach out to her. Barbarison subscribed over on Twitch. How was your both of your evenings last night? Let's start with the pleasantries.
I watched that movie, that scary movie with the goat.
Oh, yeah? How'd you like it?
Oh my goodness, that was insane. I was not expecting that. It was
Now-
wild. It's good though. I mean,
Hannah Claire, did you watch it?
I didn't watch it. It's the one that doesn't have very much dialogue, right?
Right, yeah.
I couldn't believe it when I first saw the possessed kid.
Yeah, I highly recommend you still watch Hannah Claire, and I'll avoid
Yeah, I will.
spoilers. But that dog scene,
I couldn't believe that.
I'm telling you, that scene,
What? They did that.
that scene is burned into the id. You know, like psychologists, like Freud says, you have like this part of your brain that's like the lizard brain. That's just like it's like it went so deep in there. Like I'll never forget that scene in my life for my entire life.
I don't even remember what it was called.
Where Evil Lurks, or When Evil Lurks.
Where Evil Lurks.
Yeah.
And then I saw a doll at the store that looked like the autistic kid in
Oh no!
What you're hearing everywhere in your life.
Yeah.
I need to find it.
I gave it a hard recommend. Did anybody in chat listen
Does
to
he
yet
not?
another?
Does he not look
Yes,
like
it does. Yeah, it does. There's I don't know. Someone in chat said burned into my brain forever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I gave that movie a hard recommend. I won't say it's a 10 out of 10 because the third act is a little.
I agree.
Like it's not perfect, but it's one of the better psychological thrillers slash. I don't know if you'd call it a possession movie. It's more of a thriller, I think. Like when the truck loses its load, I'm like, I was like, what? Yeah. You have to watch it. Your homework is to watch it tonight or Wednesday night, Hannah Claire, so we can talk about it on Thursday.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
That means the chat should listen to it too. If I watch it Wednesday night, we can talk about it on Estrocast Thursday.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Van says I watch it with yes, I watch it. My mom and I. Well, how'd she like it? Palindary just subscribed over on twitch.tv/recording. Very cool. You know, you can, if you're a Twitch Prime, if you're an Amazon Prime user and you have a Twitch account, you can link the two and you can subscribe for free. Brooke Blackburn, I'm looking up as we speak. Brooke, I know you were here when I showed the trailer. I'm not going to show it again, but like, it's a movie. Does the dog live? I'm not going to talk about.
We're not talking about
any more specifics.
Right,
you just have to watch it. I think it's on Hulu. I think.
It is. It's on Hulu because I watched it on Disney Plus with Hulu.
Yeah, Disney Plus as well, which was ironic.
I know.
I wanted to get Hannah Claire's take. Oh, she said, I know, I'll watch it. Look, everybody in chat's homework. If you don't like horror movies or possession movies or like thrillers,
you're not gonna like it.
You're definitely not going to like it, so don't even bother.
Cool,
right.
Cool.
But
so
if
I'm
you,
not the hook?
You don't like. Yeah, you'll like it.
Horror movies.
I would not call it a horror movie, but if you like, it's more of a possession movie. It's not. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's just more of, it's more of thriller than horror, I think. I mean, it just has like the horror elements, but it's mostly like psychological thriller, I would.
It's like saying 24-Hour Photo is a horror movie. Like 24-Hour Photo is great. Low key, in my opinion, one of Robin Williams' all-time greatest performances. It's just like, have either of you seen it?
No.
What? Oh my God.
It's Robin Williams' birthday today, isn't it?
Yeah. Other homework for you guys.
So we should
Happy birthday, Robin Williams, is to watch 24-Hour Photo. Nobody saw it in the theater because everyone was like, oh, I don't want to watch a horror movie with Robin Williams. It's going to suck. But like, those same people were like, Righteous Gemstones wasn't good because they only want to see Adam Sandler. Like, this is an older movie. It's like from 15 years ago.
Someone seems sad. They don't have any friends. It makes me feel bad for them.
Who is that and doesn't have any friends?
Sigh.
The photo guy at the 1 Hour place? We really don't know that much about him.
Oh, 1 Hour Photo. Sorry, not 24-Hour Photo.
I mean, he might even have a lot of friends. He probably has a girlfriend and a mommy and a daddy who love him.
I don't think he does.
Okay, so 23 years old.
Lab work for over 20 years now. I consider it an important job.
Hi, Mrs. Yorkin. Can I get that address again?
Yes, it's
326 Serrano Terrace.
Not weird at all.
Oh my God.
What you got there? Family photos?
Sure.
Yeah, you mind if I take a look?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wasn't lying. He did have someone's family photos.
Yeah.
You're a very lucky man, Mr. Yorkin. You have a wonderful family.
Oh dear.
And if you don't mind my saying so, a very beautiful house, too.
I'm sorry?
According to the Oxford English Dictionary, the word snapshot was originally a hunting term. You have to look like you're having fun. Smile.
Pretend. This is all pretend. Come on, now!
So anyway,
crazy.
he works in the photo outlet and he like becomes obsessed with a family. And I think they're cheating on each other and he like finds out through the photos.
It's really ruining the vibes for him.
And then and then like he's like, but you're my favorite ideal family. How could you do this? And then crazy shit happens. It's not as good as Where Evil Lurks, but I think it's a movie that I go back to like every 10 years, which is
interesting.
Actually, like, rare. By the way, Windy City GSH just subscribed with Twitch Prime, and so did Shakes 1993. Shout out. Yeah, anyway, 1 Hour Photo is pretty good. But I wanted to get Hannah Claire's take on.
Okay.
It appears Donald Trump is also tuned in to the Idaho 4 coverage.
I told you guys this case was worth paying attention to. Donald Trump himself is like a true crime person. Obviously, in my mind, Trump does his Oval Office stuff, goes back to his residence, and then clicks on the latest YouTube videos on this case, because that's really who's talking about it. People who are who think Brian Kohberger is totally guilty, and also some people who think he's totally innocent. So his sentencing, Kohberger's sentencing, is tomorrow, and the fact that Donald Trump weighed in on it is fantastic on so many levels, and also makes him feel so relatable to me. He's like, we just want an explanation. We just need to know why he did this. Like, Trump really is a man of the people. And also, you guys can see that me and Trump, we're like this. We're both June birthdays. We're both interested in Brian Koberger.
Mm-hmm.
He must have seen your videos. That's exactly what it is.
I'm not going to say it was my video on the 911 call, but, it did pretty well for my channel. So, I love the idea that it's like him and Melania watching 2020 and also podcasts on this, on the Idaho court case. Like, this is what's going on in the White House, and I don't want to know anything else. It really is. I said this. I did a video the day that they announced the plea deal, and just kind of off the cuff gave my.
You also tore down a whole studio in a rage.
No. The studio lives because I really did like. There's branding. There's a studio. Like I put a ton of work into it, and I still will move forward with it. It just also the other.
You took your husband's man cave, didn't you?
No, my husband is super supportive of this interest. So he also believes in the viability of true crime podcasting. But you think we have a man cave? Dude, no, we have like not that fancy of a house. We're not you with our skate park.
You have a studio. I don't have a skate park. That's the other guy. You get skate parks when you meet with Bibi Netanyahu. I don't have a skate park.
I forgot pools and like
I have a remote control car track. Yeah,
you guys are landowners. All this aside, the case is so heartbreaking because I think it really shatters people's sense of like Americana. Like, there's a back and forth on whether college is the way to have a future in this country. But the idea that you would have this like hub of young people who have futures, who are trying to have fun, they're going to parties on Saturday nights, they're living with their friends, they're getting noise complaints, whatever. And that would be where such a vicious attack happens. I think really just like it makes people upset the same way that we just never forget about those horrible school shootings, especially the ones that involve young children. But the Koberger case is weird, and I know people are like, he definitely did it, he took the plea, but I think even with that, it's not enough. Like, people want to know how this could happen, including Donald Trump. President Donald Trump wants to know how this could have happened.
What are you going to say, Melanie?
I'm kind of shook right now. Ozzy Osbourne's dead.
What?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Breaking news.
It's just like minutes ago it got announced. This is, oh my goodness.
He just had like a significant birthday, right?
I thought so. This is crazy. I wonder what happened.
News, Melanie. I got a presidential tweet on my case, and you have.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt, but I was like, oh my goodness.
Are you seeing it on X or are you seeing it online?
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere, yeah.
Yeah, it's everywhere. I do want to I'll be back in 8 minutes. So you two feel free to talk about
what?
Yeah. I'll be right back. I'm gonna do a video about this. He's kind of a big deal. I'll be back in 8 minutes.
Yeah. Wow, he's ditching us to do a different job. Yesterday he and Luke like raced.
You guys can put your buns in while I'm gone.
Let's
I honestly will. I've got a hair tie.
Yeah.
Okay, so what he had some significant birthday, like 90th, 90 plus.
Or wait, no, 76. Let's see how.
And final concert, that's what it was.
Yeah, it was after his farewell show. Oh my goodness. I hope this wasn't suicide or something, because
this sounds horrible. He looked like he was older.
Right. So either he knew, I mean, I can't help but wonder, I really hope it wasn't suicide, but did he know that he wasn't going to live that long? Because it's right after his farewell show. That's what on earth?
No, I mean, I think they did a farewell show. My guess is that he would do a farewell show because they knew it was that he was not doing well.
It.
Here, I'm going to pull up a story about it. I'm going to hijack this show because Jeremy has ditched us. Let's see. So this is, sorry, hold on. I'm going to take this off the screen. You guys are looking at my YouTube stuff. That's why Jeremy is in charge and I'm not. It looks like he is. Are you reading anything about it?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's just talking about, right now that the family made a statement just saying it's just with more sadness than words can convey that we have to report that our beloved Ozzy Osbourne has passed away this morning. He was with his family and surrounded by love. I'm not seeing anything about what happened, though.
Okay, that makes me think it was illness.
Oh, he had Parkinson's disease.
Yeah.
And suffered from other health problems in recent years, including complications from injuries sustained in a fall in 2019. Let's see. He's been forced to cancel tour shows before.
This is from the Mirror. It says, in the build up to the show, his last one, Ozzy's wife Sharon said, Ozzy's working with his therapist every day. He's doing really well, actually. Ozzy's number one thing in life is his fans, so he's working hard to be ready for them, to make this show perfect, the perfect way to end things. So if they're like working with physical therapists and doctors, like they knew that he was not doing well. At least he was probably going to retire from public life, it sounds like. Ozzy has undergone multiple back and neck surgeries, moved in a specialist rehab therapist in Los Angeles to try and help him stand for several minutes on stage and walk more freely and feel better balanced. Wow.
So yeah, it looks like they knew that he was, that he didn't have a lot of time, and they planned all this, the farewell show and stuff, probably because of that. Wow.
That's sad. Do you listen to a lot of his music?
I mean, yeah, I loved his music. Crazy Train is just a legendary song. One of the best rock intros of all time. So this is definitely, this is really sad. We lost a legend.
His daughter, Kelly Osbourne, got engaged at that final show. Which made me wonder if this was, she could have done it anyways, but it also makes me wonder if it was because of his illness, like
right,
the special family moment kind of thing.
It could have been.
Wow. Okay, this is also from the Mirror. It says, Ozzy's life before fame. As a frontman of Black Sabbath, he was the forefront of the heavy metal scene, a deeper and darker offshoot of hard rock. Melanie, do you believe that? His theatrical stage presence, including once biting off the head of a bat and styling himself as the Prince of Darkness, marked him as a controversial figure. Born John Michael Osbourne on December 3rd, 1948 in Aston, Birmingham, he left school at 15 and did odd jobs, including factory work, before teaming up with school friend Geezer Butler in several bands. Wow. So what's your take on like current rock and metal music? Do you listen to a lot of it? Do you feel like it has a future?
I do listen to, I pretty much exclusively listen to rock and metal. But I do think that lately in recent history, we haven't had as good of rock or metal than we have in the past. So it's definitely not at its peak right now. I think we've got some good metal core right now, but yeah, seemingly it's just that there's just not as much interest as there has been. But
all musical trends shift and change. It does seem like Ozzy Osbourne was the head of a genre that ultimately kind of led to I don't know, I would call it like punk pop or like things like that. Like it was the start of something and it split off into lots of different directions. It doesn't seem like there's anyone who could exactly do the same kind of stuff that he did,
Right, for sure. So, you still have some good stuff right now, but again, more so in the metalcore scene. But yeah, we're definitely not at peak in rock or metal right now. Not even close.
There's an E! News article. Let me see if I can pull my screen back up. That's titled, the headline is Kelly Osbourne. It's from a week ago. It says Kelly Osbourne responds to claim Ozzy Osbourne is dying and has suicide pact with Sharon Osbourne. I don't know if I can say that word on YouTube.
Oh, I think I saw that article about that alleged, or I saw something on TikTok or something like that, and she denied on a live pact, at least.
She said on her Instagram stories, July 11th, there is a video going around on social media and it's supposed to be my dad, but it's AI. It has a voice like my dad's or something. And it starts out by saying, I don't need a doctor to tell me when I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I know I'm going to die. She was very upset about it. That would be awful. I can't imagine having to like deal with that kind of rumor. She is herself, obviously she's famous for her who will scrub your toilets quote on illegal immigration.
For real.
But still, like I feel a lot of sympathy for her with this.
For sure.
What a terrible position to be in. Your father is famous and you have to fend off rumors like this.
Yeah, absolutely terrible. So goodness. Yeah, I'm
wonder
trying to
what
catch up
happens-
what chat's saying.
What does chat say? Tell me.
Yeah, I mean, chat, there are definitely a lot of people who are recognizing his greatness and his contributions to the heavy metal scene. I mean, even saying things like Ozzy was the founder of heavy metal. He definitely had a massive impact, that's for sure.
I wonder. So the statements are coming from a representative for his family, but it doesn't look like his daughter. They have a son too, right?
I think they do,
I'm
actually.
gonna look it up. Osbourne. Did you ever watch the reality TV show?
I think I've seen like a couple episodes. I didn't watch a lot of it, but I do remember it.
I remember it. Like, I don't think I sat down and watched all the time, but it was like on TV when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I remember like it was like him yelling at Sharon. And also, didn't they separate at one point and then they got back together?
Did they? I think that might be true.
Ooh, they have
Actually.
3 kids. Amy, Kelly, and Jack. Interesting. I don't know very much about them. The oldest one is 41 and she lives in London. And she was on the TV show, so this is kind of. I wonder if there'll be a bunch of. This is horrible, but a spike in rewatches for the.
Oh, I'm
Osbourne
sure.
Show.
It says there are people in chat are saying the older daughter didn't want to be famous, so I guess that's why we didn't know anything about her.
Yeah.
That's honestly pretty based that she wouldn't.
It's interesting because it was definitely like during that era where girls her age, because she's in her 40s, so she's like Kardashian age to put it in context.
Yeah.
We're like hoping to become famous. I'm looking at this quote. It's in People magazine. It says, it is from the oldest daughter. I had grown up around having a pretty well-known dad anyways, and I always really valued my privacy within that family. And for me personally and for who I am, you know, just as far as morally, and also to give myself a chance to actually develop into a human being as opposed to being remembered for being a teenager. It didn't really line up with what I saw as my future. So that's interesting. Definitely different. I've seen like Kelly kind of took the opposite approach because she was on like, she did like a bunch of shows on E! She was on like Fashion Police and it seems like that was definitely the opposite approach.
And she was under a lot of scrutiny too for her appearance because she was
she was heavy.
She was heavy, and so she did seemingly get a lot of beauty treatments and I don't know about surgeries, but at least injectables. It does say that, okay, like, and I don't want to be disrespectful to him or anything like that or say this is definitely it. We don't know, but people were asking if he did get the vaccine, and it does look like he did. In February, he got his first dose in February of 2021.
Did he already have his Parkinson's diagnosis then?
See. I don't know. Let's see.
The son is an actor, apparently, and he hangs out. He's married. He has kids.
So he had his diagnosis in January of 2020. So he already had it by the time he got the vaccine.
Jab.
Yeah. So I don't know if it may have had no effect at all, or maybe it made things worse. I don't know. But he is definitely on record of having gotten the vax.
Well, I mean, I think either way, it sounds like he has a history of heavy drugs. It sounds like he is not the healthiest person in the world.
For sure.
Doesn't make it any less sad that he dies. I wonder what kind of like there's another article I pulled up from Vice saying Megadeth wasn't invited on to Black Sabbath's and Ozzy Osbourne's final concert. I wonder what kind of impact this will have on other musicians of this era. Like if you'll see lots of airing of old grievances, or just they'll all kind of be like, we're sorry you're gone kind of thing.
I imagine there will be a ton of tributes in the metal and metalcore scene right now. I mean, yeah, for sure. I would expect to see on a lot of the social media pages for a lot of these bands and band members and stuff that they will be paying tribute for sure. Yeah, I would love to see some more Ozzy covers and things like that to honor his legacy and respect his work.
What would you want to see covered?
Ooh,
Is there like a number one cover?
Well, I mean,
Why?
my
That's what I'm
favorite's
asking.
Crazy Train. I just love that song so much. But yeah, I would love to see that. I want to see people like Falling in Reverse. I love Ronnie Radke. He's great. Would love to see them do some sort of cover or something like that. I mean, yeah. But for sure, we will at the very least be seeing these bands pay their respects, and rightfully so, because he was such a legend in the space, and he really did make such a huge impact on the metal and rock scene.
Can I ask you a stereotypical question?
Sure.
Okay, you grew up in a Christian home, you were homeschooled. Were you allowed to listen to heavy metal music, or did you have to discover it later? I hate to do this
is
and
what's funny,
stereotype you, but
because I grew up in that, but my mom was a huge Ozzy Osbourne fan. And so yeah, like,
oh my gosh, call your mom right now. Let's get her live reaction.
oh my goodness, she might be crying right now. I just saw I got a text, so I'm sure I don't know if that's. No. Oh wait, yeah. They're in the group text right now. My
It's
brother
Mama
just
Mac morning.
I haven't seen a reply from her yet. My brother I just noticed he texted the group chat. So but yeah, and like my brothers and I grew up listening to Ozzy.
What's going on here?
Loved him.
Hey, I tried to show an article, and I'm not as graceful as you are with the computer.
Oh, I'm back. But yeah,
it turns out Melanie's mom is a huge Ozzy Osbourne fan, and we are waiting for a breaking response.
I was gonna wait for her to reply, but she doesn't always have her phone on her, so she might not see it for a while.
No.
But she'll for sure be very sad. Like we grew up listening, like my brothers and I grew up listening to Ozzy because my mom was a big fan. So,
do you think she has you on the family pass through? Or maybe she's got you on D&D.
What? What do you mean?
Does she have you on the do not disturb? Or does she have you on the pass through? Or
This is both my mom and my dad. They'll just like leave their phone in their room, and then they'll just go about their day, and then they'll check it before they go to bed, or they'll go out to the store and forget their phone all the time. They just barely use their phones.
Pre-cell phone adults, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I love it. I've been experimenting. Like I think I told you guys about, like having more anxiety lately and working more on like my sleep schedule. Mm-hmm. So I've started like turning my phone off or to the D&D at night, just to like not have, just so I don't have it. Just so I don't have like that like, just that earworm or that brainworm that's like thinking about it.
For
you know
sure.
what I mean?
There was just that's right. Someone in chat mentioned, I saw that earlier too. Youngblood did a collab with Ozzy recently, because Youngblood also just dropped a new album, and Zombie on that album is amazing.
Well, he just got a Grammy. Like he could still write and perform great music. Everything I read about it, from what I understand, he had Parkinson's, but he had a million health problems.
Right, he did.
Like he was, a lifetime of not just drug use, but hard drug use.
Right.
I don't know if you remember. Do you remember him on that TV show?
The reality show? We were talking about that.
It broke my heart to watch that, because like he was clearly high out of his gourd, and it was
tell me if
good.
I'm wrong, but didn't he and Sharon break up at one point because he was
yes,
because of his drug use?
Yeah.
They got back together, so that's romantic. But
yeah, she kept him clean for like, some people think she's kind of like a psycho hose beast, like evil woman, but I don't know. She kept him around probably 20 years longer than he would have any other way. You know what I mean?
I think they actually had love for each other. When you saw them together, it did seem like they absolutely were in love. And what people don't have flaws, everybody. And what relationship doesn't have flaws, everybody's. Yeah. And so I think that the fact that they stuck it out together until the end there, absolutely beautiful. And I really do think that they enriched each other's lives.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Ozzy, he is such an icon. Like even if you didn't like, everybody knows Crazy Train. Like
Oh, yeah.
everybody knows that
He
song.
wants a cover.
Best intro ever. I mean, what intro even comes close to Crazy Train? Iconic guitar.
Very few, if any. Yeah, I don't think. I mean, what about Roller Coaster
Roller Coaster
by Red Hot Chili Peppers?
I'm trying to remember.
That's kind of like a crazy riff intro.
I do like Red Hot Chili Peppers, but I can't remember Roller Coaster right now.
But then I guess like the whole All Aboard, that's pretty iconic. That's
it is.
Yeah, that I guess I'll give that kind of I'll give that kind of the. It's hard to really, bet against that song. Let's talk about. I had some segments. I want to start with a pop culture topic, just because, it's the kind of the dog days of summer, and I'm not really sure. People are kind of burnt on politics right now.
Right.
I saw I don't know if there's been an update, but Charlie Kirk shared an image of Jerome Powell stepping down, but people in the comments are saying that it's like fake AI. So I don't know. So maybe Hannah Claire, you can look off screen and see if you can find. I mean, boy, the news is coming fast and furiously now. Like Ozzy, Trump's talking about going after Obama.
Yeah.
He's talking about, Pam Bondi's going to interview Ghislaine Maxwell. All this week. I don't see Jerome Powell stepping down. Everything
what I can find.
What's that?
I think it's not. I mean, everything indicating he is not stepping down.
Okay. So let's talk about the Fantastic Four. What are your expectations for this film? I flop, non-flop. If you say flop, why is it a flop?
Okay,
I need all of that.
I think it's going to be a flop, but I think they tricked us, because when we first got the trailer, they presented it in a way that looked like, oh, look, wholesome, family focused Fantastic Four, which was, what you would want to see from Fantastic Four, right? And loved the retro style and all of that stuff, but it didn't look like it was going to have a ton of woke elements in it at the first trailer, and except for Pedro Pascal being in it. He was the worst part, but otherwise it was like, hey, this could actually be good. But then slowly but surely all of these other details come out. It's like, oh, apparently Sue Storm is going to be the leader of the Fantastic Four now, so they're going with that whole girl boss angle. And then
of course
Silver Surfer is a woman now, which technically she exists.
There is some lore,
part of the comics, but that wasn't actually who you think of when you hear Silver Surfer. Even rumors dropping that Pedro, Mr. Fantastic, and Ben supposedly, maybe allegedly, had some sort of romantic past together. I don't know if that's going to be true. It better not. But that's a rumor going on right now, which we'll soon find out if that was true. And then also all of the reshoots and stuff like that going on, because who knows if they took out other woke elements that they were going to include in there. But I don't necessarily think it's going to be as terrible as it could be, but I don't think it's going to be great, and I don't anticipate it doing that well.
Well, go ahead, Hannah.
Would you see it, or are you?
Well, it doesn't officially drop until this weekend, but I think Thursday is an early showing. Some people had early access to watch it, but yeah, it doesn't officially drop until this weekend.
And you're not going to see it this weekend?
No, I'm not. And I watched Superman opening weekend.
I was going to say, like, you don't always, even if it seems like there's a movie you're not totally sold on, it seems like you tend to give them a chance.
It depends. Yeah, if it's especially in the like superhero genre. Now, it really depends, because I have skipped out on a lot of those in recent history. But if they look remotely like, okay, this might actually not be terrible, I was going to give this a chance. I was going to actually watch it, but then as more stuff came out, and after they announced the female Silver Surfer and the whole Sue Storm's gonna be the leader, I'm like, yeah, you know what, forget it.
What do you make of? I mean, first of all, Fantastic Four is not a fandom. Like,
I know it's such a bummer because that's my dad's favorite. It's his favorite superhero thing ever. He's a huge Ben fan.
Is it only because he likes Thing?
Yeah, wait, that's who. When he was a kid, like he wanted to be Thing, like that was his hero, and so he has always wanted so badly for there to be a good Fantastic Four movie, and he's been disappointed every time.
Yeah, I mean they had the commish play him, Michael Chiklis, I think, in the very bad Fantastic Four movie. When I was young, like the Human Torch, and the Thing were characters I liked.
Right.
But I didn't give a crap about the Fantastic Four. Like, I liked Thing. Pedro Pascal is... I mean, there's a lot of fatigue there for him. I just don't give a crap about Pedro Pascal. I think even though Superman is widely considered a decent movie, like, it's not like it was terrible, and both critics and fans, certainly people out there didn't like it, but like critics and fan reviews were exceedingly high, and that movie still is going to lose money. Like, I was wrong. Like, that movie is going to lose money. Like, if nothing, it's barely going to break even.
Mm-hmm.
If Superman can't pull it off, the Fantastic Four is going to be disastrous. Like, there's no way this movie has like massive success. I don't believe it. It does not have normie appeal.
Right.
It's like every time they take one of these obscure, fantastic, one of these obscure characters. By the way, shout out to Torvar1, who went over to twitch.tv /The Quartering, and Mortana, and subscribed for free with their Twitch Prime. Very, very cool. Thank you for being over there. I don't know if I missed any other ones. I don't think I did. I mean, it's not like I want this movie to fail. I just want a good movie. But I also hate Pedro Pascal.
I do too, and it's like when you think of Mr. Fantastic,
I kind of want it to fail.
Yeah, I mean, he's supposed to be a good leader, and he's supposed to be a strong masculine character, like very intellectual, so maybe not as much like super brute force type strong, but still strong in his intellect. And he still was a masculine guy. And so when you think Pedro Pascal and you just remember in the back of your mind that he literally has to touch women or he will have an anxiety attack, then it's like, it's just not quite clicking.
By the way, I tried pulling that off this weekend.
That's crazy.
I tried to pull that off this weekend. It was not well accepted.
Yeah, and then Johnny, oh my goodness, Johnny Storm, his casting was just way too. He seems gay. He seems so gay, and this is someone who's supposed to be like Mr. Chad Ladies Man, which even in the comics they're kind of desecrating his character because now he fornicates with an alien, and not even a hot alien at that. It's a very weird animal looking alien. It looks like a worm.
Oh, hot. Gotta love those wormies.
It looks like a dude worm, a male worm.
Hey,
like what's going on?
Maybe he's Jewish. I don't know.
I don't understand.
I don't really know. I think this movie is definitely cooked.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any reason for anyone to run, and I'm sure it has a big budget too. I'm sure it also has a big budget. So I just don't know, how much clamoring there was for. I mean, I would dig a good Fantastic Four movie, but I didn't even really care for the last Fantastic Four movie.
I don't think we've had a good Fantastic Four movie.
No, right. It hasn't existed.
It hasn't. The one with Jessica Alba in it was kind of fun, but it wasn't great. Like certainly wasn't a great movie.
Can I ask kind of a random question?
Yeah.
I don't want to interrupt you, Jeremy.
No, go ahead.
Okay, I watched Fantastic Four as a cartoon on like Saturday mornings when I was a kid. Do you think that some superheroes do better in like animated TV show format as opposed to movies?
Well, yeah, I mean,
Oh, for sure.
yeah.
I don't remember watching a Superman cartoon, but I do remember like Fantastic Four having, or like, I can't remember some of the other ones, but like the leagues or the groups, they were like the TV shows versus like the individual hero. Those ones I associate with movies.
Especially like before CGI, like even now CGI isn't great enough for a lot of the superheroes. I think like Wolverine, for example, just the claws works good. But when the whole superhero needs to be CGI, it's tough. It just works better as a cartoon then. You know, like it's easier because you're not trying to fool the viewer so much. And like, I mean, can you imagine like, you know, his stretchability, Silver Surfer, female Silver Surfer, that's going to come back up again before the release too. Like people are going to be like, oh yeah, we forgot they made Silver Surfer a chick. Why? Because reasons.
Yeah, that was definitely a problem. I think that they actually could. That's the thing, is with the right person leading this, they could actually make a good Fantastic Four movie. I know it's not as easy to do as some other superheroes, but come on, what we already saw with Reed Richards, even in the you can make a cool Mr. Fantastic. You want this stretchy stuff. Which was that? The guy from
the John
Office.
Krasinsky or whatever, Krasinski?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was perfect.
Yeah, he was good.
Why did they not bring him back? They could have made something awesome with him.
By the way, he's killing it on that Amazon Prime. I think the show's over.
Right.
But he was in what was that show? I loved it and I just kind of stopped watching it.
The one that's the adaptation of those books?
Yes. Yeah, it's not Reacher, it's the other one.
No, it's not Reacher. It's about the like, what is he? He's like a computer
He's like a spec ops guy. No, he's like a spec ops guy in the Middle East.
Was that like
really good?
A Tom Clancy thing?
Yes, the Tom Clancy book.
Jack Ryan.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's such a traditional name that I cannot think of it.
Yeah. Like I thought he did great as Jack Ryan. So like why not, you know, I don't know. I think I don't know if we know the answer to this. Let me see here. Fantastic Four budget. Because that's what I'm wondering. If it's like 200 million, it's got 120 million. Wait, hold on.
That is lower than
200 million.
Okay,
that was the original one. This movie has
did
no
a bunch
shot.
Of reshoots too.
Yeah, that usually gets hidden.
Yeah.
Like that usually ends up hidden in like we see the budget, but reshoots are generally not budgeted. You usually don't budget for that. I would be more interested in seeing if Pedro Pascal wasn't in it. I'm not paying to see this movie, point blank period, because of Pedro Pascal.
Yep.
I mean, boycotting Pedro.
Yeah, he's a true maniac.
He is.
No, he's basically why Gina Carano got fired.
Right.
Like,
and then all the stuff with his Troon brother, like there was some video of him helping his brother with his dress. Like it's just cringe. And then there's a lot of people that are like, how much do you want to bet he's like covering for all this Troon stuff because he touched his brother?
He's totally degenerate. Yeah, and that's why it ended up that way.
I hate to make that kind of accusation, but it's just like, come on, man. Like this is so weird how much he keeps pushing for the whole Troon thing. It's very awkward.
We agree. Flop City. Let's go on to this other topic that I want to let Hannah Claire take the lead on. Gen Z apparently has crazy eyes scientifically. What's up with this?
It's not crazy eyes. It's described as a blank stare. So I'm so glad that our TikTok correspondent Melanie Mack is here to weigh in.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I've been seeing this all over
TikTok. So that's what this article says. It says all over TikTok, you're getting these. I don't even know if I can do it. Like a blank stare from Gen Zers, and they are,
wait a minute. Hold on. I need to, Melanie. Hold on. Can we see it? What does it look like?
No, I'm not gonna do it.
No, Melanie. I'm asking Melanie. She's our TikTok correspondent.
Oh, yeah, let's hear Melanie.
I'm trying my best.
Yeah.
No, but basically, basically what they described is, and there's a lot of, even the Gen Z acknowledge that they do it. They'll do reenactments of like, oh, here's a Gen Z person who works at a clothing store and they're folding clothes and they're just like, and then someone will ask them, hey, can you help me find this? And they're like,
oh, weird.
yeah, it's over there. And then it's just like this blank.
That's not a quirk. That's like a mental disorder.
It is, and it's also like not being properly socialized. It's like they don't know how to interact with other human beings. And so it's just really awkward. They just stand there with a blank stare. And there's no, oh, hi. I was wondering if it's just.
It's funny to me because that's what I think it is. Like, do you remember all the reports? Maybe you guys didn't follow so much, but after we all had to wear masks for a significant amount of time, there were reports that toddlers were showing signs that they were having trouble understanding social cues and reading emotions because that time with like exposed face was not there for them to develop. But they interview a Gen Z person in this, and they're like, no, it's not that we don't know how to do it. It's that we don't care. We don't care the same way you guys do.
Oh, that's a very Gen Z answer.
It's so Gen Z. And it made me think of like when Europeans are like, Americans smile all the time. Like, it's kind of a weird criticism, but I really do feel like it's like they all are developing a set of bad social skills. Like, you don't have to be overly smiley. You don't have to be like, peppy, but like the blank stares that I have seen the clips of it, they don't look like you're like making an intentional choice. You look like you are short circuiting.
Well, I wonder how much of it's related to the high percentage of Gen Z on SSRIs.
That too.
I've seen some people who are on that SSRI train, that have that 1,000-yard stare, which is what real people call it. Like, Gen Z is trying to like brand it as something cool. It's not. You're weird. You're weird. You're not cool. You're pumped full of SSRIs. You don't know how to make eye contact with people. It might have something to do with just literally staring at your cell phone.
That's what I think it is. More than SSRIs, I think it's just constant and obsessive screen time where you're like consuming information, but you're not engaging or interacting with anyone. So you could have a creator or, an influencer or whatever that's telling you a story and they're super animated, but you are not required to participate in that, which is like not the way our brains are wired. There's a reason that babies smile reflexively at people. Like the social heart that comes to it is important. And I think the dominance of screen time is really what's like, and the fact that you're seeing it with Gen Z, like they're not even the iPad babies of yesteryear. You know what I'm saying? I think like it's a sign of bad things to come if no one intervenes.
Right. And then you see posts from, I've seen posts on X, for example, of these Gen Zers who were talking about watching movies from like the 90s and so on and so forth. And they're like, wait, did people actually do this or they only do this in movies where they have like house parties? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was very real. And then there's this a lot of comments from Gen Zs that say, wow, I feel like they have FOMO. They're like, I feel like I missed out on a lot of socialization because this is such a foreign concept for us. Everybody's just staying at home.
There's that book, Bowling Alone, that a sociologist wrote, Putnam, talking about the fact that we have a collapse of communities. And I love talking to Jeremy about this because he's always like, yeah, I'm in a bowling league. I go to the bar. I've got this other club. Like, he is constantly doing things. But for the most part, most American adults don't, less and less, they participate in like a charitable organization or involved with a church or involved with a social group, or like their social spheres are very limited and I think in some ways are often replaced by the fake sense of being social that you get from like updates. Like I know like my dad will ask me like, oh, do you keep up with this person from high school? And I can say, oh, well, I saw that they got married on like that they posted something on Instagram, but like, actually we don't have any connection is what that
right.
means.
Yeah.
I think that is the generation under millennials who have grown up even more so in that sphere are kind of waking up to the fact that they are essentially the most isolated that probably Americans have ever been.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that this is, I don't think it's a joke. Like, I think that this is a sign that something is actually wrong with them. that like, I know when I grew up, girls used to make fun of me because I wasn't like, I'm still not great with eye contact. Like, I remember I would like, when I was talking to like a pretty girl, I would look at the floor. I remember I got like scarred by this.
Normal though, like.
Well, it's not normal. Yeah. Well, there was this girl. Let me tell you she transformed me into Chad Jeremy. This one girl gave me 2 pieces of advice. She was like the hot older sister of a friend of mine, and she said something like, she was basically like, Jeremy, you're never gonna get far if you always have to stare at the ground when you're talking to girls. And then she also taught me, fellas, cologne is meant to be discovered, not announced. These are like the 2 like most important tools that led me to repeat appearances on second base throughout middle school and high school because I had like a crush on a friend's older sister. And then like, she like told me like, dude, look at me in the eyes. Like, stop looking at the ground. And I think that like, maybe nobody's telling Gen Z that too. Like, they're just like, I think like Hannah Claire's idea that, with the cell phone stuff, I actually think there's probably real science behind that. Like, like this idea, because you're not really focused on your phone when you're like, I don't know if you get like, our resident TikTok expert, like you're not really focused on it.
Right.
You're just kind of looking at it.
Yeah.
And so maybe people carry that into, their everyday interactions in life. And I think this is going to hurt them when they eventually have to go to like job interviews and stuff like that. Yeah. They're going to be like, what is this weirdo? They can't even look at me.
Exactly. But I mean, things have changed so much to where you can do so many things just online. You can schedule appointments, you can order food, this, that, and the other, that you don't ever have to interact with other human beings hardly at all. And before Gen Z, it was like just every little thing. If you had to do, you applied for a job, you had to show up in person with a paper job application. You had to ask.
Remember that? Are you hiring? Do you remember that?
Yeah,
walking in everywhere. Hiring? Hey, you guys hiring? Well, you can fill out an application. And then everybody's application came up was the same, like they tore it off a pad. It was the same, generic application everywhere.
Yeah, and it was like, okay, order pizza. You call them. There was no online ordering. There was you show up in person and you pick up your order. And making appointments, it's like you actually made phone calls, and so you had to interact with other human beings every single day just to function. And now you don't have to do that. The amount of times you actually have to interact with other humans is pretty rare.
Right. And you could make it as minimal as you want to. I mean, you could get your groceries delivered. You could work remotely. You could only communicate with people via text. I mean, I bet there are teens or young adults that hypothetically could go through, a whole day, if not longer, without actually speaking with their voice to another person. And that's just so different. Even, when people lived more rurally or when we didn't have the internet or whatever, like there would be times when people were not in huge social settings, but they still interacted with the people around them. But we have definitely increasingly shifted our focus away from like face-to-face interaction to screen-oriented interaction. I mean, even this job, like the 3 of us are able to do it because of the internet. I'm not saying I'm anti-internet. I just think that the Gen Z, it bothered me so much reading this quote where the guys, the Gen Z interviewed in the article is like, we just don't care. And it's like, so you're becoming a less empathetic, less emotional, like that's worse. I actually like that.
It is
less.
worse. Yeah.
That's why I think we're so susceptible to people being like, this is the most important cause. You better care about it right now, because they actually have they don't have to practice reading emotions in the moment. They just get assigned their emotional response.
Right.
Yeah. I have to talk to my wife real quick. I'm trying to coordinate. I have a emissions test.
Sure.
And I have to you guys talk about the Coca-Cola story. I'll be right back.
Okay, here we go.
We miss you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I don't know if you saw this, but Coca-Cola is confirming that it's going to make a sugarcane version of its drink. This is fascinating to me because you tell me if you believe in this hypothesis. I believe that quietly one of the most successful parts of the Trump administration is RFK Jr. and his Maha
sure.
movement. This article comes about a week after Steak and Shake, the chain restaurant, said that they are also doing a sugarcane version of drinks. I don't know how widespread it is. There was also that push. There were a bunch of places that were saying we're not using seed oils, we're using beef tallow. I mean, some of it might be for publicity, but it is interesting that putting someone who talks about this stuff in a federal office actually seems to be producing voluntary change. It's not like he, as far as I know, went out and demanded they did this. They are choosing to change.
I love to see that. And then I want to say even Pepsi has come out after Trump talked about Coca-Cola or something like that, adding sugar. Then Pepsi's like, oh, we're also, by the way, guys, we're also going to be working on this. So this is going to make a huge impact on society because, as we know, the health of Americans has not been good because our food is trash. It is absolute garbage. And so once we see a lot of this come to pass, all of these healthier these foods and drinks with healthier ingredients and real ingredients, we're going to see a huge change in people's health overall.
Right. I would be curious to see if anyone could make it go a step further and be like, we are making, drinks with sugarcane. And don't get me wrong, like obviously, like just because it's made with sugarcane doesn't make soda healthy.
Exactly.
If you're gonna drink soda, like probably having real ingredients as opposed to synthetic stuff is better. But I would be curious to see it go a step further and see if anyone is like, we are only making products with sugarcane harvested in Hawaii, like in America,
right? Ooh.
As opposed to imported sugar.
Yeah, for sure. I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
But I love to see this because it is so important, not only with the physical health and not being fat and so on and so forth, but just this will help people's mental health as well. Because I think a huge part of mental illnesses and even things like depression, anxiety, and so on and so forth is a result of nutrition. And a lot of people don't realize that, or they think that, oh, let's just get an SSRI, let's get some sort of medicine that will put a Band-Aid on this and fix this. But we've seen that SSRIs aren't helping people for the most part. It's not taking away depression. It's putting a Band-Aid on it. It's making people not feel feelings. It's making them numb. So it's not actually fixing the problem. But when you actually look at studies on inflammation in the body, inflammation in your body will produce also mental health issues as well, and anxiety and depression. Well, what is causing inflammation in the body? It's the food that we're eating. It's the junk. It's all of these fake ingredients and chemicals and so on and so forth. And so when people eat healthier, and there's even a lot of data to show that when someone eats healthier and starts exercising and stuff, then they're more likely to lean into more conservative values as well. Well, it's because their mental health is better.
There's that article that said like going to the gym makes you right wing or something.
Yes.
Gym to right wing pilot. I think what you're saying is really interesting, and I agree with it for the most part. I mean, if you were like catatonically depressed, really struggling, and you went on SSRI, I wouldn't blame you. It's good to get help when you need it, but I think a lot of it becomes you have to continue to change. Like the goal would be to heal. And so if you are if you're taking any medication but you're not changing your lifestyle, you're probably not actually really healing. This is slightly different, but what I've had so many people in my life just who are afflicted with different things, like whether they're very anxious or depressed or, fertility issues or whatever. And they'll start spending a lot of time outside. And then suddenly, it's not like they're totally cured, but the symptoms drop dramatically. That's or, they're able to conceive a child or whatever. And I just think the impact of vitamin D and sunlight is so important. And so it's that cycle of like, you need to give your body the things it needs, both nutritionally and also exercise, go outside, don't stare at the screen all day. And I think that is something that I think so much of American culture took for granted. Going outside probably just because you had to, it's a way of life, cars, whatever, you're walking a lot of places. But with food, I mean, food was just about like making sure that you didn't starve. We had like preservatives gave us a chance to make food ship and whatever else. Like the scientific inventions can be good, but I think it's interesting that like this current age problem is how do we get back to the most natural ingredients instead of all of the synthetic options that have been brought to market.
For sure.
I just saw like a tweet this morning about like Costco buyers realize their milk lasts long beyond the expiration date. And I'm like, that's not milk.
No, exactly.
I mean, it is crazy because it's like on the one hand, you want some things to last longer and to get better. On the other hand, we don't need Twinkies that can sit in lunch boxes for 25 years and never change. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
we might have gone too far on some of this advancement.
Yeah, right, exactly. The other topic I wanted to talk about was the late night bloodbath. I think it's only a matter of time now. It's basically only a matter of time until all late night show hosts are just cooked.
Yeah.
Or they're replaced with like, I think they tried to do this with that Lily Sings person. They like tried to replace them with YouTubers. But the reality is, like, I think in our lifetime there will be like on people's TVs, like Timcast will be
right.
There'll be like live that will be what people watch at night. I've always had this dream. I think I'm like too old or not entertaining enough. Like I always wanted to do like what old Conan O'Brien did. I guess Gutfeld's pretty close. But like to have like live music on the show and still talk like pop culture.
He's so cool.
At like, right. And like, the problem is you need huge budgets for that stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think? I'm going to go to Melanie Mack and then Hannah Claire. What do you guys think? Like, I mean, we know that Colbert was losing 50 million a year. They're trying to say it's because of Drumpf, but that's not why.
What about when Biden was in office?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Well, it's just like, I think these kind of things are just a bit too scripted and it feels just a bit too, okay, they can only say what's safe to say. They have so many limitations versus when you can hop on Rumble or YouTube and you can watch somebody and actually get their genuine opinion. So you're not getting just a lot of that genuine interaction from watching these late night TV shows. And it just reminds me of when I've done different gaming industry work, when I used to do mainstream stuff, is that you would see some companies that would want to hire influencers or personalities, but then they would put us in really scripted things.
Yeah.
And then it would be like, oh, why isn't this turning out? Why isn't this getting that many views or as good of reception from people? Well, it's because people weren't, it's not like they watch creators because of who we are. They watch us because they like the genuine interaction. They like the genuine personalities. And so when you take
Wait a minute, can I do this? Look at this. Oh, it turns off. It has. Look, they have this thing I can turn donation banners on too.
Oh.
But it just turns off right away. So soon we're going to be able to have live chat on the screen and viewership stats.
Cool. Oh, how cool.
Yeah. So that's part of the live experience.
There we go. But yeah, that's the thing is I have absolutely zero desire to watch any of these TV shows, like late night shows, this and that. If I want to actually get people's opinions on current events, I'm going to look on other platforms like social media platforms and look for normal people. And sometimes, and I'm fine, and it doesn't have to be just one, okay, just conservative stuff. Sometimes I watch people with different opinions than mine. I do. It's just, I just want to see people be genuine.
Mm-hmm. I think that the thing I've never understood about the late night sphere, and maybe this is kind of tapping into what Melanie is talking about, is that it seems to be like comedian to late night host pipeline, and I think that does shift the talent. Like, if you're a comedian, you write stand up, often you're very authentic, you're reflecting on your life, you're saying what you want, and then you get put behind a desk and you have to monologue, and there's probably a team of writers behind you and a network being like, say these things. It seems like it's sort of doomed from the beginning. I'm thinking of like the only late night show I didn't really watch it. I've seen reruns of it, that consistently was Craig Ferguson, the Scottish comedian.
Yeah.
I thought he was real cool. But it doesn't seem like he was able to last the same way that Colbert and some of these other guys are. On the other hand, like I could AI generate probably a Colbert script and it would be dead on to what
Vaccine good, vaccine good.
Right, they're
Orange Man bad.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Like you're not, so at that point you're not going there for like when Shane Gillis is performing, people are kind of wondering what he's going to say. That's why he's notable when he hosts a award show or whatever. But when Colbert gets up, like you know his talking points, but not because he's been on TV forever, because he's going to say kind of what general regime says, which seems like it takes away again from that comedian aspect that probably brought them to prominence in the first place.
Yeah. I think that it's just the one, like I said, having been on a TV show very briefly, I see the
amongst us, Melanie.
Yeah. I mean, and Melanie too, actually, because she's on many TV shows. But like when you see the amount of money that they piss away,
I know.
It's like when I was on that 5-minute segment about claw machines, 4-minute segment, they bought a brand new claw machine and just threw it in the dumpster after the 2 seconds that we used it. I was like, I mean, the guy who hosts a once a week segment was living on like the 30th floor penthouse of a building in downtown Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of money that they're pissing away, like there's just simply no way that they could exist. And when you have Colbert losing 50 million, what is the answer? There is no answer.
Right.
You have to replace him with somebody who makes no money.
Yep.
And I mean, look at what we can do with Stream Decks.
Yep.
I can do my own camera work. I can go to 5 different cameras if I want. I don't need 5 camera operators who are all union, who all make 150 to 250 grand a year. I don't need an audio engineer. Everyone uses the same mic, the same mixing board. You know, and they just never bothered to try, and they were like this huge behemoth that couldn't exist under its own weight. And they're trying to say, oh, it's Trump's fault. They're all afraid of Trump. I'm like, you guys were losing $50 million a year under Biden.
Right. I mean, you can't just blame Trump for everything. That's the thing. Like,
right.
You were probably outpaced by other technologies. I mean, to your point, you know, when I used to do IRL, people would tell us regularly, like, that was the news show they watch, which means they're making a decision between late night or a different, you know, mainstream option. I think what's interesting is that instead of saying that they are just unable to keep up with the times and saying the truth out loud and changing their format or making themselves more interesting, they're blaming Trump. But they are putting clips on YouTube. They are building YouTube channels and trying to
they
drive
do
revenue
well
that way. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they do well, but that means they can see the technology. They know what's going on, and they're still telling the viewers it's Trump's fault, which is just like
it does well though for one. It does well for an ultra small team. Like, you know, Dave Rubin bragged about like when he's not buying babies, he's like, well, I get as much money. I have as much viewership as Stephen Colbert with me and my team of 3. I'm like, why do you even have a team of 3? I have no team whatsoever. And I put on a live show that's bigger than Dave's. But anyway, like those videos
recently, you're going to make us all enemies with everyone else on the internet.
Hey, my opinions are my own. I know that Hannah Claire Brimlow is a big fan of gay men renting out wombs and buying babies.
Nah, dog.
Let it be known.
Jeremy's mad because he's just really fight with everyone, including me.
Yeah. But like they you know, I saw the Late Show, Colbert Show, you know, put out all these clips, and like every one of them are going viral lately because of all the drama.
Yeah.
2-3 million views each. Sure. That's great. Stephen Colbert's salary is $30 million a year.
Whew.
Like they're probably making 2 to 3 million on their YouTube channel. I wouldn't doubt.
Right.
But like, you know, they can't afford their ridiculous production. They can't afford. Nobody likes these people, so they're not buying their merch. They're not, you know, can you imagine somebody super chatting Stephen Colbert? That'll never happen. So I think that they just killed the format. They didn't change. They stayed on the same thing. And they just said, well, we'll just ride it into the dust. My opinion is that Stephen Colbert and TDS legitimately killed it. Like, there's no doubt about it, in my opinion.
How could it not, though? I mean, maybe I'm totally wrong here. I've never watched all these late shows consistently, probably with a lot of other people my age. But the idea that you would like have your regular 6 o'clock news, 7 o'clock news, whatever, and then you have a late show, and it's still pummeling you with the same political biased opinions, and you can't get away from it. So it's not funny. You're getting kind of boring celebrity interviews. Like, what are they doing to give anyone a relief? Because if it were something that people were like looking forward to, because it's not the same thing that everyone else is talking about, then it would be different. But it seems like they just leaned into becoming more and more about politics. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm misinterpreting it.
Yeah, I thought that late night shows used to be more fun and focus more on pop culture stuff. And it does seem like they are mostly politics influenced now.
Right.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
could any of them get through one of their opening monologues, which they all have, so they're all doing the exact same thing, without referencing Donald Trump? You know, no.
Exactly.
And the thing is, the takes are not unique enough to be like political. Like, comedians talk about politics, and there can be some interest there. But if it's what you do all the time, constantly, I could just imagine the audience getting bored. We all talk about political fatigue, especially coming out of an election year. Like, people want to talk about other things, and I don't blame them for it. I read about politics all the time. It's a huge part of my daily discourse, but I don't only talk about that.
Right.
There have to be other things, and that's what the late night shows, in my opinion, should be doing.
Well, that's what that's what they used to do, and now all their guests are politicians.
Right.
What do you think? My thought was like, it's because they've been talking about Trump for 12 years.
Right.
Like, even people that hate Trump are over it.
Yeah.
You know, and like,
it's just not a new take, you know?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Now with his like hands are bruised or whatever, every reporter's like, it's a very common thing.
Every elderly person I know has bruises like that. It's not even like uncommon.
They can't even whip it up into very much of a fervor, right? That's why I think they're talking about the Epstein stuff so much, because they're like, well, this is something Trump related we haven't talked about before. It's a different angle. But again, like, I'm sure the audience is not wanting this to be the main focus of who's supposed to be their entertainers. Like, if the late night show is supposed to be a funny palate cleanser, and you just talk about, we hate this guy and he did something wrong, and you try to disguise it as jokes, it just becomes stale.
Whatever happened to, in the year 2000, like,
what?
Steven, you never saw that bit? That was, fuck you both. That was one of the all-time greatest.
I wasn't allowed to watch TV during the week while I was being going to school, so I think I actually missed a ton of stuff.
Chat, bail me out. Like Conan O'Brien, he had the insult comic dog on his show, a Triumph. He had these bits that he would do that had absolutely nothing to do with politics, and it was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I tuned in every night because I was like, I would stay up late. I watched because for two reasons. One, Conan O'Brien had the best bands. He would have like indie bands and like bands that I like Interpol and the National and actually cool bands. And then he had like hella amazing segments. I mean, do you think that they're ever gonna? I'm gonna end this segment here, and I'm just gonna ask if you think they're ever gonna air this. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it.
I want to know what this is. While you're finding it, I will say the best clip I've ever seen of Conan O'Brien was him talking about meeting his wife. He went home to South Carolina and I think met her at the airport or something. It's a really cute story, and it's like, oh, I wish you did more stuff like this. Like, this is obviously something you actually are interested in.
Okay.
Or maybe I'm just a hopeless romantic.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. Yeah, this is a bit they used to do on Conan.
Oh my. I can't hear anything.
Hold, please.
Hoarding the sound for yourself.
I'm just enjoying it all. That way that comedy used to be. Now I admit it's lowbrow. Okay. I admit it was a different time, ladies.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, like, I'm not sure we get something like this.
No, thank you. We're on it. It really is. This is.
Let me skip ahead. Keep in mind, this is a classic Conan O'Brien character.
Okay.
Known as the masturbating bear.
Oh,
what? They let him do that on TV?
Yeah. It used to be, and he would I believe he would do it.
What?
That is, I mean, I mean, this is like, I mean, if you go, here's what he did with Jack Black. Again, this is from like 20 years ago.
Okay.
Folks, this is fun. We're having a good time here tonight. And like I said, we have great guests here, and it's all going to be a lot of fun. But I think we should just take a second here and stop everything.
This is a reoccurring bit.
Because I think, frankly, it's time we look once again into the future.
So he would have guests on the show, and they would do bits instead of like talk politics.
That's right, Jack Black. Let's all look to the future, all the way to the year 2000.
This was happening in like 1999.
The Chicago Cubs and Boston Red Sox will meet in the World Series, up in the bleachers where they'll have a great view of the Yankees and Braves.
The recording artist once named Pink will be called Beige when people realize that that's the color you get when you mix her name with the crap she records.
I mean, could you imagine them making fun of celebrities now?
Yeah, there's
like,
no way.
There's no way. And like they had what about have you ever seen them at the Wiener Circle? They used to do this one. Just reminding people that comedy used to be good. What was it called? The Wiener Circle. Yeah. Yeah. And here you have, like, the Jack McBrayer, right? This is a famous restaurant that they're really mean to you, apparently.
Famous landmarks here in Chicago, but none is more loved than the Wiener Circle. Let's face it, people love the Wiener Circle. People go there for the Chicago hot dogs and also for the extremely hostile staff. See, they put down the customers who in turn yell back at them. It's a tradition. It's fun, it's intense, it's very, very vulgar, all right? We thought as an experiment, we would send to the Wiener Circle the nicest, most polite person we know, Jack McBrayer of 30 Rock.
Like, the last...
Look at that face. Such a nice guy.
The last good late night show host.
Yeah.
People are in their barefoot.
Hey, Conan. I'm here right outside the Wiener Circle. Thanks so much for sending me here. I'm real excited. I've heard great things, and it looks like there's a lot going on in there. So come on, let's go check it out.
It's not even done. Why are you?
He looks nervous.
Next hungry bitch in line, step up.
What you want?
I don't know the difference between a Vienna Red Hot and a char dog.
One char dog, one cheddar burger.
Yeah. I'm letting you know, I just want a hot dog.
Do you want to char your steak? You slow one.
I would like a regular char dog.
Then they bring him in. They bring in this guy to back him up. Hold on. This is Triumph is my all-time favorite. Are you familiar with Triumph?
No, there's so much more here. No.
Oh my god! Just look up his bits. Okay, he's actually another Simpsons writer, but he goes to defend his honor.
Next bitch and gather a raggedy ass dog be like,
Who's calling who a bitch? Oh yeah, skanky smurf. You listen to me, Queen Laquifa. Listen to you and your mouth. Do you kiss your pimp with that mouth? You know what they say?
Are you in his dog?
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? That's perfectly natural where he comes from. Why are you so mean to this kid? His sisters used to tease him mercilessly, especially during sex.
That's not true.
Don't be ashamed. Hey, tell your honor, put some in flour.
You know why you guys work for tips? Because no one will stick the whole thing in. That's right. Oh yeah.
There, the guy. You see the guy in the back is laughing at him.
Go to high school.
Yeah,
Oh no, you didn't. Wash your ass today. Oh no, you didn't. Oh yeah. Oh no, you didn't. Yeah. Your mama's and your daddy's and your sister's and your.
All right, maybe it's guy humor. I see the girls have checked out. Fellas, comic, Triumph the comic insult dog. I mean, he did so many great bits. He was the last great late night show host. Colbert and Kimmel killed it. The foreman is dead, and TDS killed it.
Well, yeah, and writers these days just aren't funny. Used to these type of shows, and then like Saturday Night Live, Mad TV, all of that, you actually had funny writers, but that
chat's got my back. Thanks, fellas.
All right. I mean, it's definitely funny. It's kind of hilarious. Like I just can't imagine living in a world where like this was allowed to happen. Is that bad? Like, we just like to Melanie's point, there were other shows with fantastic writers, and to be honest, probably a lot of talent is lost because you just get penned in, and you're not allowed to do certain things. You're not like some of these risks that you're taking. You're not allowed to do anymore, and then we get blank stare Gen Z. I mean, we all know how we got here.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, I forgot to give you guys the shot to go ahead and give a shout out to where people can find your content.
You want to rock, paper, scissors? You want to go first?
You go first. Go ahead.
No, just kidding. You know how to. Sorry, now I have made it awkward. I'm basically Gen Z. I'm on Rumble and YouTube. Hannah Claire B. I have a video up right now doing a summary of last week's news. Yes, from yesterday. I'll also do, I know everyone is excited about it. I'll do a video on the Kohberger sentencing tomorrow. Special guest, Donald Trump. Just kidding. That would literally
He'll be in the
happen.
chat. He'll be in the chat.
I fundamentally believe, at least I'm going to tell myself that he is one of the anonymous commenters, and you guys can figure out which one. Just kidding. Again, wouldn't happen to me. But I'll do a video on that. And then, of course, that's over. So it'll be lots of news and politics going forward until I launch a separate true crime venture coming up soon. Hannah Claire B on Rumble, YouTube, and X. Thanks for all the support. Melanie, tell people where to find your actual content and do it more.
Well, you really fumbled that. Yeah. What
bad today. I don't know what's going on.
You're doing great.
Yeah.
You guys can follow me on YouTube at Melanie Mac Go Boom for mostly nerd culture commentary videos. I've been uploading twice a day there on weekdays. And then on Rumble at Melanie Mac. But then also my Bible channels on YouTube, Bible Time with Melanie Mac. I've got a bunch of Christian content, more vlog style stuff going on there as well lately. And then I also have the whole Bible and playlist where you can hear me read the Bible to you on there. So would love to see y'all there.
It's like a bedtime.
Here's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I noticed, so I guess ending in 8 days is my free month of Rumble Premium. There's about 10,000 people out there. if you haven't yet, please go to rumble.com/premium. Go to the monthly subscription and use promo code free quartering, one word. You'll get a free month, and then every other month after that, we'll get half of that. And you'll also get no more ads on Rumble. You'll get access to our members only videos, of which I filmed them yesterday, and it's going to get uploaded today. And we really, really appreciate the support. No ads, members content, and supporting the show. And the first month is free. I noticed yesterday that it had expired, so I asked them to re-enable it until the end of the month. So please go there. If you can't do that, you can always subscribe on Twitch if you're an Amazon Prime member. You can just go over to twitch.tv/thequartering, link your Amazon account, and subscribe. It costs you absolutely nothing. And that way you can watch wherever you want. I've been doing gaming streams. I'm now on deep into Act 2 of Expedition 33. I just had the big face-off at the Manor and had the big reveal about somebody's kid being, the bad guy being somebody's father. It took me like 8 times to win that boss battle, but I finally did. Last night, that was most of the stream, was that boss battle. But yeah, so you could subscribe there. That's free. We're not monetized on YouTube yet, but when we do, you'll be able to subscribe as a member there, and you can subscribe as a member on Kick. All of them are basically $5 a month, and it really goes far for us. Everybody else has plenty of money. Tim and Crowder and all of them have money. Use promo code free quartering to sign up for Rumble Premium today. Give it a few months. See how you enjoy not having, ads, and it helps the show. Quartering, stop having these girls on your show. None of them are going to sleep with your ugly fat ass. Oh no, I am shocked to hear that.
I'm worried about this workplaces, but okay.
Yeah, I generally don't sleep with my staff and or friends. I
So
know
are
that you may have heard.
if he replaced us with men, that they would sleep with him.
Luke has already.
Luke's already. He's already been there. So
Yeah, Luke's already stayed over.
Yeah.
Yeah. We tanned our buttholes and scrotums together in the sun.
And then later you announced that people had a rumor that you're divorced.
Yeah, when you do the multi-stream, there's not a bunch of people on Twitch right now, so people who really hate me can get seen, and so that's cool. But yeah, definitely you need your support, so don't put it off. I have one more topic that I wanted to talk about before we get out of here, and this is about some college kids getting a little bit of FAFO, and I don't know how I feel about it. Here, let's see here. Here's everyone who's in Rumble chat, if you haven't yet, go to rumble.com/premium, use promo code freequartering, sign up right now during the show. They're going to take that away. So I don't want that to happen. But more importantly, Colombia has now seemingly bent the knee to Donald Trump and his anti-Semitism charges, and expelled dozens of students with multi-year suspensions and expulsions for, taking over the library, occupying, having largely disruptive behavior. My take is, I don't care. You F around, you find out.
Right.
I don't care. Here's the thing. I think kids are allowed to be anti-Semitic if they want. Do I have a $10 off the annual promo code? I think I have a $20 off annual. Hold on, let me check. Let me know if it works. Let's see. Oh, also Chris made an announcement. Oh, the ad read thing. Okay, we'll talk about that. Let me see here. Who gave me the annual promo code? Anyway, while I look for that, what do you think about these? I don't care. I don't think they should be getting expelled for being anti-Semitic, but it seems like they're getting expelled for occupying these buildings and things like that.
Right.
What do you make of that, Melanie?
Do we have anything on the screen for it, or is it still, or anything specific that happened? But all I know is like whenever they cause a fuss or they do all these like protests on school grounds and stuff like that, and these,
rumble.com/premium/the quartering, you should get $20 off annual, I think. Sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, I think you can't punish people for personal beliefs and stuff, whether you agree or disagree with whatever their beliefs are. But it's a different story when you're on school grounds and making a commotion over these kind of things and causing a disruption for other students. So yeah, I mean, I'd have to see on case-by-case basis what exactly happened. But I know a lot of these people, these pro-Palestine protests and all that stuff that's been going on in different colleges, I am not mad at all about them expelling these people.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have a right. Like, I think the tuition at Columbia is like $80,000. I mean, I have just as much right as anybody else to the education I'm paying for. And if these douche nozzles are interrupting that, they should be suspended. Yeah. I don't have any problem with that whatsoever. They have not given us like a specific list of people and what they did, which I agree I would like to see. Oh, well, let's get this off the screen. But what do you think, Hannah Claire, about this? To me is clearly because of the pressure the Trump administration has been putting on these universities over. You know a lot about anti-Semitism, so you're our resident anti-Semitism expert. So let me just kick it to you.
I definitely thought you were resident anti-Semite, and I was like, "Wow, this is getting real aggressive."
Oh yeah, I could have went that way.
I mean, I do remember talking about these protests a lot. What are they? At least is this a year ago at this point?
Year ago, yeah. Last fall, I think.
No, they were.
Oh, summer.
They were last spring. So
you're right, May 7th,
almost a year and a half ago. What I think is sort of what I find interesting is the fact that if the Trump administration hadn't continued their campaign, probably a lot of this would have fallen by the wayside. But the protests themselves, which were really intense, basically before a lot of these schools went on graduation in 2024, died down for the summer, and then there was an effort to bring them back in the fall. It just didn't have the same fervor. I fundamentally think you should have a right to protest. I think that's part of the free speech, but I don't think that means Columbia has to tolerate the protest. I don't think it means the people of New York or the other students there have to be like, oh, they're protesting, so we just have to let them be. They get to take over the building now. They get to have an encampment on whatever lawn. I think that the disciplining of the students kind of will do nothing. However, I think that Columbia will continue to antagonize or upset people who think that the students who are protesting pro-Palestine were right. I think that it won't satiate people who feel as though schools have a problem with anti-Semitism. And so it's like good because I guess there's follow through because people who were disruptive and did these things are facing consequences. On the other hand, I think it just continues to boil tensions in these situations. I wish, obviously, that the Trump administration would also launch a campaign against, dealing with schools that pressure conservative students to behave a certain way or who censor speech based on that type of thing. It is a little bit sad that it's one specific thing. On the other hand, because of the geopolitical tension, I can understand why this is a topic that's at the forefront right now. I think what's interesting about the college system in general is that Ivy Leagues continue to be interesting because of the brand recognition. Like, even though probably if you ask their Office of Student Housing or Office of Student whatever matriculation to produce something, Columbia probably does not have better job placement rates than any other university. They probably have about the same number of students who are going into insane amounts of debt, but you're paying for the cachet of having gone to Columbia. And maybe that does come with some access to, alumni or whatever, but it's paying to be at the chance of becoming elite or to have the brand. And generally, I think that Americans are kind of sick of that. And so they will look at this and be like, great, let the students protest, let you deal with the fallout, let you deal with the federal government. You guys are so far removed from my everyday life that I have no sympathy for you.
Well, I think that, it's twofold. Someone in chat said they're not a state university. That doesn't matter. They rely on massive federal funding. Yeah, they get massive federal funds. And if they want to allow it and give up their federal funds, I'm fine with that. Because as a private business, they can do whatever they want.
Let's look at Hillsdale College. You don't need to take federal money to be a successful institution.
No, but also I think when you talk about the cachet, I think what Columbia knows behind the scenes is this is bad for their cachet.
Yeah.
The reason people pay is for the cachet, is for the brand. A Louis Vuitton purse or, a Cartier watch, they aren't necessarily technologically better. They're not, a Louis Vuitton for $2,000 is not a better purse than a purse you can buy for $20 at Walmart. So when you start to erode,
wife specifically.
Yeah, well, no, my wife has Louis Vuitton purses, but and I say that every time. I actually bought them for her. I shouldn't put her on blast for that.
I was just teasing you.
Yeah, I keep my wife clothed in all the best.
The finest jewels.
Yeah, but not Cartier watches. Those are crap. Don't buy Cartier watches unless it's a classic Cartier. Then maybe. And don't buy iced out watches. They're dumb too. But anyway, if you hurt the brand, now you can't charge $80,000 a year anymore. If these people aren't walking on somewhere that is like, making $200,000 a year because they went to Columbia, then the pipeline gets cut off, and there's just no. That's the real reason they're doing it. They don't really give a shit about anti-Semitism.
Right. And I would find it interesting to see if there becomes a coalition of schools, because all of these schools are essentially fighting for the same people when they're doing enrollment, and they all need to keep their enrollment numbers up to be able to sustain this, even with the influx of money from the federal government. So it would be interesting to me if you see a coalition of schools that are specifically seeing a boost because they're resisting the Trump administration, or they're openly more pro-Palestine than people are okay with. Like, if politics in this sense could shift some of the interest in schools, the Ivy League will always be kind of what it is. On the other hand, if you were to get the wokest of woke, richest of elite kids to be like, I don't want to go to Columbia, I don't care, wealthy mom and dad, that it's,
I'm not going to get a job afterwards because it's a stain,
It's embarrassing to go there because they're so, they're not supportive of this movement, or what do the people say? Like, they're supportive of genocide. Like, if you could get young, wealthy progressives to turn away from the Ivy Leagues, that would be interesting to me.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, this is about enrollment. We saw this, just to wrap this topic up. If you just Google or use Brave Search, look what happened to Mizzou. They had to close down 2 dormitories after they had the Black Lives Matter nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what happened to Evergreen College, a private school that about 9 woke people took over, like the student union, or I think they were in the president's office, and refused to leave. That school is on the verge of bankruptcy because there's not enough woke tards to keep these places running. That's the long and the short of it, and they know it. These are always going to be, a couple of peanuts in the turd that you tolerate, but they cannot run a business like this, and that's the bottom line.
Yeah. And I think you do see a break with conservatives. Like, just anecdotally, I know lots of conservative families when they're talking about.
Look at Bill Ackman.
Kids. Sorry, you want?
I would say, look at Bill Ackman. Isn't he the guy who's like a billionaire and went to Harvard and is like, we're not. I don't support Harvard anymore because of this, that, or the other thing. They're turning on that.
And I think you'll see conservative families that are wanting to send their kids to college, like, they might be proud of their kid if they got into an Ivy League school, but I increasingly, just in my anecdotal experience, hear them more excited about, like, UT Austin, which has a woke contingent too, but like schools in outside of this like northeastern corridor, schools that are more reflective of places that they are interested in. It's sort of fascinating to see it be like, yeah, the Ivy Leagues are good, but if they can't deliver on their promise of a high paying job, maybe we'd rather you go somewhere else.
Yeah, well, exactly. I remind the wonderful folks where they can find your content and what you've got coming up.
All right. You guys can find me at Melanie Mac Go Boom on YouTube and Melanie Mac on Rumble, where I have my nerdy social commentary.
You girls
topics.
are out of control.
I know. Tomorrow I have my stream.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to have to cancel our pre-show margaritas. All right, now because you guys have clearly abused it.
All right. Well, my stream is tomorrow evening. Well, I'd love to see you guys there.
I'm excited. You guys should watch Melly's thing. You should also her stream. You should also watch her Bible content. If you want to see my work, I'm on Rumble and YouTube, Hannah Claire B. I'm also on X, Hannah Claire B. There will be a video to wrap up some coverage of the Kohberger trial. I know a lot of people, maybe including Donald Trump, think that he might be changing his plea. I don't know if that's going to happen, but it's definitely a story I think that's worth keeping an eye on. And then I'll have some more news roundups and other commentary coming later this week. Thanks so much for all your support. Again, it's Hannah Claire B on Rumble, YouTube, and X.
By the way, if you stuck it out to the end of the show, please do consider joining Rumble Premium. It would help us immensely. If you can't join Rumble Premium, remember, you get a free month. So promo code FREEQUARTERING, links in the description. Also, if you can't do that, you could, and you are an Amazon Prime member, you could watch on Twitch once in a while and use your Amazon Prime to subscribe there. It's 100% free. And that also supports the show. So that's a great way to support the show. We're going to kick it over to Viva Fry right now. And we'll be back.
Ask him for his curly hair routine.
Ask him.
He can tell you his secrets.
All right.
Yeah, ask him for, don't ask him don't say short and curly though. Just do regular curly. So you guys go enjoy Viva. And we'll see you all tomorrow. So bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, all.